1 year ago, I got laid off from what I thought was my dream job. It really hurt, but I took this as a sign to do something I'd always thought of doing, but was too scared to actually go through with. Working for myself. It seemed like the perfect time. I was already freelancing on the side, I'd gotten approached by people who wanted to manage me, and I had a lot of support. The day I got laid off was the exact same day I signed with my management, and I promised myself that this would be the year that I chased my dreams. The problem was, I didn't really know what my dreams were. I had a general idea of what I thought success meant. Making good money, building a community, relishing the freedom of working for myself, and I was in a hurry to feel successful right away. But there wasn't really a plan. By the time the new year rolled around, we were off to an incredibly rocky start. On top of all of this, my ex-boss had ghosted and eventually blocked me after many emails asking for my last paycheck. It felt like going through a really bad breakup with zero closure, and I was not dealing with it well. I struggled to sleep, I started to break out like never before, and I just felt so anxious all the time. I had placed this gigantic expectation on myself to immediately succeed, but I didn't know what that really meant to me. All I knew was that I felt awful and that something had to change. Okay, hello. Today is April 19th, 2025. I officially started The Artist Way this morning. I'm starting it because I kind of feel like I'm in a creative rut. I'm not really in love with the things I'm making lately, so I thought it's a great time to start. I just kind of feel like I need this, and I'm just gonna trust my gut here and go for it. If you haven't heard of The Artist Way, it's a widely popular 12-week program designed to help people discover or reconnect with their creativity. It has helped people overcome blocks, self-doubt, and fear, and guided them in pursuing what they actually want. Rapper, singer, and songwriter Doechii credits The Artist Way with helping her in creating the album that went on to win her a Grammy. Every week, it has a set of exercises, but there are 2 core parts to this program. The first is morning pages, 3 pages of written stream of consciousness thoughts in the morning. It took me a while to get used to, especially because this practice would take me at least 30 minutes a day, and I hadn't written this much since college. But this daily practice helped me mentally declutter. I found that on the days I skipped them, I was grumpy and distracted. I still do it every day. The second part is the artist date. Once a week, you're supposed to take your inner artist out on a solo date. It can be anything that fills you up creatively. I did not take myself out every week like I wanted to, but these dates taught me to be kinder to myself, to try new things, to not only be comfortable alone, but to genuinely enjoy it. One of the most important things I did was reconnect with all of the activities I liked to do when I was a kid. I got back into crafting, I bought old magazines from Facebook Marketplace and enjoyed collaging again. I even brought home this punch stamp set and record player from my childhood bedroom. Allowing myself the time to play and make art counteracted my tendency to equate my self-worth with my productivity. Through a lot of journaling and exercises in this book, I began to let go of my resentment and anxiety. In the summer, I got a chance to go back home to the Philippines to speak on a panel about my job as a content creator and designer. I can't quite wrap my head around the fact that this is a work trip and I got flown out here and I just get to enjoy being at home, and then I'm in this beautiful hotel. I don't know, life is crazy. It feels really crazy right now. The event itself was one weekend, but I decided to stay there for a month. It was the first time I didn't have to ask for time off because I was my own boss. I really wanted to hang out with my dad's side of the family and spend some time eating good food and relaxing. I also decided to take a quick trip over to Japan, one of my favorite countries, for inspiration. Good morning, everyone. We are in Tokyo and we are in the first leg of our 3-leg trip. Every time I travel, I'm reminded how important it is. It's like a whole reset. You can be anyone you want on vacation. One thing I'm doing that I'm very excited about is I'm going to this design exhibition. I got the last ticket. I couldn't even book 2 tickets because it was sold out, so I'm going alone. You get a new perspective of the world, you explore new cultures and environments, and step out of the comfortable and familiar. You're reminded that there's a whole life outside of your office, and this was a reminder that I desperately needed. I think my idea of success started to become more clear here. We're in Hakone now. Our room has a private hot spring, so I'm gonna get into that. Usually when I travel, it's for work, so I'm very excited to be taking this little vacation for myself. It feels good. I wanted more moments of awe, but I also wanted to sit back and enjoy the quieter moments. It became more and more clear that spending time with people I love and experiencing the magic in everyday moments brought me the most joy. I was so wrapped up in what success meant for me career-wise, but this trip made me think about what I wanted out of life more holistically. And I got home feeling incredibly inspired and spent the rest of the summer prioritizing my mental health and my relationships the way I had in the Philippines. I ended up creating some of my favorite pieces I've ever made, and again, I was reminded that pushing yourself to work all the time is not the answer to success. I started to understand what gave me purpose, and by the end of the summer, I was working on my next big project. I've been wanting to sell my work for years, but have never seriously tried to because I've always been afraid to tackle the logistics of it. In the past, I had convinced myself that I needed to start everything perfectly, find the best manufacturer for the cheapest prices, make hundreds of sales on the first day, basically be wildly successful from the start. I'd held myself to such a high expectation that I was setting myself up for disappointment and failure before I even had the chance to begin. But the artist way taught me to be a little kinder to myself, to believe that I could try and explore and it wouldn't be a failure no matter what, because the most important part was that I'd given it a shot. Going into it, I now understood that I didn't need it to be perfect. I just needed to start something. Let's launch a shop. All right, I'm gonna do it now. She's officially live. Was my store an overnight success? No. I quickly realized that if I wasn't consistently marketing it and posting about it, I would not be getting sales. And I learned how embarrassing it really felt to ask people to buy things you made. I still struggle with this today, but I did something that I wanted to do for years, and I'm learning more every day. Honestly, I felt like I was going crazy because of how much personal change I went through, but looking back at it all now, I think I was exactly where I was supposed to be. According to the Chinese zodiac, 2025 is the year of the snake, which apparently means a time for really big transformation. You are shedding your old self, letting go of outdated habits and people and relationships that no longer serve you. I wanted to believe that this year was my fresh start, my first year of fully working for myself, but I was holding on to so much fear and resentment that took me a long time to let go of. For a lot of the year I felt lost, but I learned that giving myself the time and space to travel and create and just enjoy the present often leads to great ideas and exciting opportunities. I don't want you to think that I magically fixed everything by the end of this year, because progress is not linear, but I think gratitude and journaling played a really big role in pulling me out of the dark place I started the year in, as well as reaching out to people for help. I said yes to most projects, especially the ones out of my comfort zone. This year was one of the hardest years of my life, but also one of the most fulfilling and rewarding. I cannot say that it went exactly how I wanted it to go, but I'm still immensely proud of myself for working on my own, finding the courage to chase my dreams, and redefining what happiness means to me. Hello everyone. I originally wanted to get this video out right before the new year, but obviously that didn't happen. But I think this works out pretty nicely because I actually want to sit down and talk a little bit about what I learned and some advice that I might give to anyone who wants to chase their dreams. I feel like it wouldn't be a real Katrina video if I didn't sit down and give you some advice. I feel like I've been doing that a lot in my last videos. I think it's very easy to glamorize the journey of chasing your dreams. I see more and more people quitting their 9-to-5s or getting laid off and just doing their own thing full time, which I think is really wonderful and inspiring and great. But it's also very scary. I feel like I had a lot of luck on my side. I had already been doing social media. I had already been freelancing on the side. So going full time seemed like a natural transition for me, but even that itself was scary. I cannot imagine what it would have been like if I had just, had a normal 9-to-5 and nothing else, and then just tried to dive headfirst into freelancing and content creation. I think chasing your dreams can look different for everyone. I don't think it has to mean you quit your job or you do your own thing full time right away. Maybe it means dipping your toes into freelance for a little bit or starting that YouTube channel that you've always thought about. I don't think it has to be an all or nothing thing or feel super high stakes right away, unless you want it to feel like that, unless you want to put that pressure on yourself. In that case, let's talk about that. I think that one of the best and most fulfilling things you can do is believe in yourself. I think it is one of the biggest factors for success. I feel like you can have all of the talent in the world, but if you don't really believe that you can do what you want to and you have low confidence, then you're not going to be able to achieve your dreams. I am a huge supporter in the idea that you are your only limit. and you can achieve like literally anything you want to. I started 2025 at one of the lowest points in my life, freshly laid off, and I ended the year on a billboard in Times Square in New York City, and that's kind of crazy to me. I feel like I got the chance to do a lot of really cool jobs and work on a lot of really cool projects and have a lot of wonderful opportunities solely because I was delusional enough to believe that I could. It's just kind of crazy where life can take you if you just give yourself the chance to believe in yourself. If you're watching this video, I assume you also have a dream that you want to chase, and I'm here to tell you that you absolutely should. You should just do it. Because what do you have to lose? Like, what do you have to lose by putting in the effort and trying? You have nothing to lose and you have everything to gain. I also just wanted to take the opportunity to say thank you so much for watching, especially if you're watching all the way till the end. You guys are the reason that I get to do a lot of this, and I am so grateful for it. I don't take it for granted. I hope that this video inspires you to go after whatever you want, because you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. All right. That's pretty much all I have to say. I hope you get to chase your dreams. I love you. I'll see you in the next one.